Good morning. I think it's filming. I just thought I'd do a quick walk around. I can't see a thing because the sun's in my face. Of what I call the boomerang garden. I probably should call it a kidney garden because that's more what the shape is. Anyway, there's no wind and there's no rain. Not today. So I thought I'll take a chance and do a video. There's some nice things in here. It's looking really pretty. So I'm very happy with this garden. Try not to get too much of the neighbours' homes. I love this pot. It's turned out really well. I'm not going to describe every plant. I'm just doing an end of spring walk around. We're a couple of weeks away from summer. It's my new addition. And what I had here was an ugly clump of grass, and it hid all those things back there. So now I can enjoy more of my garden. And this conifer doesn't get very wide. It gets probably 3 meters tall and maybe almost a meter wide. So I can live with that. And I think I've got the weeds pretty much under control with the mulch. I might be getting another load because we didn't quite finish mulching the whole thing. So we shall do that. The pots are all looking nice. It's one of my roses that I brought with me from the old house. I think I bought that one years ago when my mother died. So it's all looking very pretty. I love this carpet rose. I've got 2 of them. I actually wanted 3, but they only had 2 in that colour. But it's okay. We made the garden work. That's kind of the other side of it. It's looking nice. So, I'm not feeling terribly chatty today. We'll go for a walk down to the veggie garden. The back veggie garden. So I've got one in the front and one in the back. This is the other side. Not so pretty side where the septic is. I don't see this side, so I don't really make a big fuss about it. Okay, I think I did it right. I pause, and then I try to restart the camera, and sometimes I turn it off, or sometimes I'm walking when I think I paused it. Anyway, these are collards, and they're going to seed like mad. So I'll collect a few seeds, and then I don't know, cut them back or rip them out. And the leeks, I still use them, even if they go to seed. There's plenty of them. So more leeks and a few onions in there. These are self-seeded. I should call this a self-seeded garden. Anyway, carrot bed, not doing a lot. What you can see there are old carrots. I put a new variety in there. It's called a oxheart carrot, but it's done nothing. So I'm not very happy about it. My sister sent me 2 packets and looks like they didn't really take. So I've got my blueberries in there amongst the, what do you call that stuff? Can't think of it. Anyway, peas are looking pretty miserable. They'll be coming out, and I'll be putting beans in that spot. So more leeks. I've got to pull them out, clean them up and use them. That's my passion fruit. It was a normal passion fruit with the dark skin and the round passion fruits, but that part of it died back, and the rootstock, which I think is banana passion fruit, We'll find out what actually comes out of it. But I think these are going to be banana passion fruits. Anyway, it's not much to show. I've been cleaning out the beds and they're looking a bit bare. And what did I do here? I put butternut, whoops, there's my finger, butternut pumpkin in there. And these are the Queensland Blue. So we shall see what happens. Look at this, all self-seeded. Anyway, I'll just mow over it. And if the pumpkins decide to grow, which I hope they do, I can just let them sprawl around here. What I had in here were cabbages and broccoli, but they went to seed, so I really don't get this veggie garden thing. And what we have in this one are some carrots and onions. Empty bed. It will be full of lettuce again once this particular lettuce goes to seed. I'll just sprinkle them around and we shall have lots of lettuce. My raspberries are doing well. I had cabbage in here, but that's what happened and I don't get it. They went to seed, so I ripped out most of them. I think I've got 2. That's my raspberries, 2 raspberry patches. And rhubarb, the silver beet, still doing alright. Strawberry patch, not doing okay. No idea what's going on there. Lots of leaves, some flowers, not one strawberry. And this is the new section, which I think it's come up really nice. So I got my lavenders, not lavender, lavender? Yeah, lavender. I always mix up lilac and lavender. And this is a herb, but it gets a white daisy on it, and you make tea out of it, but I can't think of the name. That's my jostaberries. They come up really well. Still no fruit. A plum tree. I'll try to do this without getting the neighbour's house. That's my plum tree. Not one plum though. There's 2 more jostaberries at the end there. And this is my bee attracting grevilleas, which they won't get much taller and they won't get a lot wider. They're miniature apparently, so hopefully they'll stay quite small. I put some grapes in there, climb on the fence. And this tree I think is an Angelina plum, which my sister gave to me because she went to Tassie and she couldn't take anything with her. And since I've moved it in here, it's just gone nuts, which is good. I've done a bit of weeding, although there's still a few more in there. And these are more jostaberries with no berries. They did say it takes about 3 years. So these 4 pots are my thornless blackberries, and they've actually started to do well. And what I've got here are all the things that have gone to seed, and I've just piled them up in here. And what I want to do is run some plastic around the outside of their bins so that it can cook quicker. I've got to empty the bucket from my worm farm. And this one is doing really well. This is my thornless blackberry. It's got lots of fruit on it, which the birds will probably get. So it's doing well. And that's my plum tree. Pear tree. Williams pear, and I've got it in a above ground planter with the base cut out, so it's doing okay. And this one is a Naji pear, apple, whatever you want to call it. It was probably 4 times as tall, but it had some dieback, so I cut it all off, and it's come back pretty well. And that is an apricot tree, and it had a few apricots, still got a few in there, but of course the cockatoos get in there and they help themselves. So I'm not going to do it this year, but next season I'll organise some sort of cover so that we get some fruit. And this is my red love apple tree. It's doing really well. It's even got quite a few apples on it, and they have red flesh. So everything about this tree is red flowers, red flesh, and red leaves. So this is the back of the onion bed, and you can see there's quite a few nice onions there. So I'll pick those, and I'll chop them up into slices and freeze them, and hubby can enjoy them when I fry them up. That's really all I'm growing them for. Not sure what I'm going to put in this bed. I don't know. Maybe capsicums. We'll see. I'll have to think about it. And in this hole, I put the bucket in there because I didn't want my dog falling and hurting herself. But I had a veggie in there, which was sitting in water. So I had to pull it out, which was a bit sad, but I have replanted it. And I've got another one. You have to excuse the camera. Just there. So hopefully the one I moved will do well. This one is my quince tree, which I brought with me from my old house. And it's finally recovered after 6 years. It's pretty well loaded with fruit. Maybe we'll even get to eat some of it. So I don't know if you can see them all, but that's the rest of my orchard. I'm not going to walk down there because it's really wet. So what am I going to do with the rest of the space I've got around the arch? Well, on this side I'll pull out this purple sprouting broccoli, and I'll put more pumpkin in. And on this side I'm going to put cucumbers in along there, and once the peas come out I will put beans. So that's my plan. These things that I put in might have other ideas, but that's my plan. And this is my native hedge, I suppose you can call it. They're bottle brushes, and I don't know what the dark purple things are called, but they've grown. They're actually as tall as I am now, so that's good. Well, I don't show this part of the garden very often. That's the doggies' yard, and they spend most of their evening in here, and during the day when it's not too muddy they can come out into the other yard. It's looking pretty good. So this is my patio area, and one by one I'm repotting the pots with some colour, which looks nice from my kitchen area, which is right in there. And that's where I sit and fool around on the computer when I'm not out here. So it's looking a bit better. And this is a very small bed outside my kitchen window, dining room window. And I have a couple of roses that I rescued from the big bed. They weren't doing very well. That's not a rose. It's a new addition. And I've put them in there, and they've come back pretty well. My cannas, which are doing really well. And this is my other apricot tree. Not one apricot on it, I don't think so anyway. And I pruned it in the summer, last summer, and it's shot up again. So I'm not too sure what to do with it now. I'll have to talk to Mr. Google and find out what I need to do. My little forest down there is growing well, and crepe myrtle. So all my trees are growing, which is nice to see, and they've all got their new leaves. So it's quite pretty when I look down there. And this here is my front porch, which is also my potting area. It's a bit of a mess, but it's alright. We actually don't use it because we go through the garage. So anyone that comes to visit, and there aren't many visitors, we'll just have to put up with it. And this is my tomato area. It's a bit shady now, but it gets pretty much all day sun. And I find this is a good spot to grow the tomatoes because it's nice and hot and a little bit protected. So wish me luck. I didn't have a lot of luck last year because I stupidly put some mulch on there, which was eucalyptus mulch. I'll never ever do that again. There's some basil in there around the edges. I saved some seed from the basil last year. It's coming up. So oh, it's gone. Anyway, it's my tomatoes. That's a little mandarin tree. Finally, after how many years? 5 years. My citrus trees are growing. And there's a couple more up the other end. And one down there by the rose garden. So I'm getting a few fruits, which is nice. So this is my rose, cut flower and peony garden. And during the summer I'll pop a few veggies in amongst this area. My roses are doing really well. And this is baby's breath. It's a pink one. So these ones are all pink on the edge here. And I'll just do a quick walk around, show you my roses. Most of them ended up down there, but they're quite pretty, all different ones. Don't ask me the names. They all have tags, but I can't reach them. And there's a couple of cauliflowers there. Don't know if they'll do much. That's another baby's breath. I think it's a white one. More rose. Oh, all my irises, they're finished. They got pretty wet, so they weren't real happy. Lovely, lovely roses. And they're getting quite long stems on them too, which is really good. Look, cutting for my vases inside. It's a nice one. They all have perfume, which is good. And under here are some carrots. They are the oxheart carrots that I planted first, and some of them are growing. And I covered them so that the cats wouldn't come in here and dig them up and poop, which I don't want. I don't want cat poo in amongst my vegetables. So I cover the veggie areas. And what's in here? No idea what that little thing is there. I don't know if you can see it next to the stone. We'll find out. And there's something else I planted. Right, I turned the camera off so I could stand here for 2 minutes and try to remember the name. They're zinnias. So I think I'm going to have to snip them soon so that they bush up. My status, not happy. I lost a lot of it. It's been so wet. But anyway, some of it survived. And apparently this is called Russian status. Lady from Flower Folk Farm, Anita, she told me that that's what she thinks it is. So thank you, Anita. It's good to know. And the zucchinis, these are the yellow ones. I think they're not the patty pan ones, they're the long, narrow ones, but I don't think they get as big as the green ones. So I put them in here. More peonies. Status. And Sweet William. So I've just recently cut off the flowers and used them inside. And apparently they grow fairly quickly, so there'll be more. Okay, so what we've got here is my dahlia bed mixed with ranunculus, more dahlias, and at the end I've got the rose arch. And we're hoping to get the wire support in here fairly soon to help support the dahlias. So I've got star pickets, which I'll just put these in quickly, but hubby will help me get them in properly. We've got a whole bunch sitting out there on the carpet, on the concrete, and that should help support my flowers. They're not very tall at the moment, so I can still wait. And under here I have cauliflowers, and I've already picked, I think, 3 of them. So I did pretty good out of 1 punnet. There's still a few in there. We'll have to eat a lot of cauliflower, I think. What's in there? I think that's called Nigella. Growing in amongst the ranunculus. And my roses, which have gone mad this year. And they're really quite pretty. There's a few carnations that survived the wet. What do we have on this side? Penstemon, which are doing really well. And more roses. They're slowly climbing up the rose tunnel. And I lost a lot of these straw flowers because we had a lot of wind. So I'm going to try to sort something out. And I think what's in there, yeah, there's more straw flowers. So I've got to give them some sort of support. There's some snapdragons. And I can never, oh yeah, delphinium. That's all delphinium down there. And in the middle, those little tiny things are baby's breath. Pink variety. More dahlias, which I've just sort of corralled, I think they call it. I've got to fix that up. It's a bit loose. This is the other side. I almost went for a 6er yesterday. I got my foot caught in here, in amongst all this growth. And I was ready to faceplant that rose, but I managed to catch myself. So I didn't have a facelift. It would have been pretty bad. I would have been calling myself Scarface. So I've got my fig tree. It's a miniature that my sister gave me. Doing well. Grapes. They do have grapes, but they're really just there ornamentally. Plus I use the young growth in my vases, and it looks really good. Don't know what that is, but it looks nice. There's another one up here. So I cut the lavender back because it's pretty old. Some more grapes. You can see where I cut them. This is my what do you call it? Gum tree. I think they call it a dollar gum. I won't let it get too big. It can have this corner of the yard. So I'll use that in my vases. And my wattle tree, which has got the nice purpley grey sort of leaves. Also looks very nice in the vases. And we have corn underneath my mesh. Oh, there goes that blue again. Well, you wouldn't know if they were my videos or not if you didn't see that blue showing up. Anyway, put some corn in there and I covered it. Keep the rotten cats out. Potatoes, just waiting for it to dry out a bit so that I can dig them up. Hopefully there'll be something edible under there. And as pretty as it is, it's Queen Anne's lace. It's very tall. It's almost 6 foot tall. It's doing really well, and I love it. But it makes an almighty mess when you put it in the vases. It loses so much pollen, but still, it's very pretty. And this is celery, which is going to seed, which is okay. I just pick the stalks off and the leaves and even the bits with the seeds in them. I'll chop it up, I wash it, chop it, and I throw it in with other vegetables when I cook them. And it's nice. Now this one's really gone to town. I did have peas growing on here and on that one, but they were finished, so I pulled them out. I don't know what that is. I had a packet of seeds of some sort. It's gone to seed. And I think it might be, I don't know, Swedes maybe, don't know. Anyway, they'll be coming out soon. There's a couple of red cabbage, which it's probably going to seed like everything else around here. Anyway, there's one in the middle, which I think I'm going to have to, something's been eating it or it's split. I'll have to pull that one out and use it. Anyway, there's some sunflowers in there, in amongst the dill. So I've already pulled out most of the dill. I just kept a little bit for my my flowers because I like the way it looks in the vase. So sunflowers in there. Well, I don't know what this grey stuff's called, but it's growing. I just bought a punnet of it from Bunnings and threw it in here. And these are my lilies. They're mostly orange and yellow. And coming back, there's another one of those grey whatevers. This is my pineapple sage. And not sure what that stuff's called. That's the other side of the bed. Got a bit of space there. Don't know what'll go in there. Probably more zucchini. And this is the Queen Anne's lace. I don't know if you can see. I've got a purple one and I've got the white one. And it's just gone nuts. So it really likes this spot. Anyway, that's it for our end of spring walk around. It was so wet and so windy that I just didn't really bother doing a video. It's some pretty daisies, and in there is a Australian native of some sort. It's finished flowering, and my cherry tree is hidden in amongst the flowers. Got a few cherries on it. Whether we get them or not, I don't know. But anyway, it's actually doing quite well. It's even grown a little bit, so I'm very happy about that. And we swing around, and this is a peach tree. Not doing so well. I had it in a different spot, and I moved it last year, and it's growing, but I doubt if it's going to give me anything in my lifetime. So I told you earlier that I had a what's it called? Can't remember now. Anyway, the tree that I said that I pulled out of the hole, which was getting waterlogged, a feijoa, that's what it is. Anyway, it's lost a lot of leaves and I cut off the dead bits. So now hopefully it will grow. And it does get a lot of sun here. It's just early in the morning. But it gets all afternoon, like all day and afternoon sun. So it should be quite happy there once it settles in. And I've got piles of manure around the place. Got one pile out here and one in the veggie garden. My pots, empty pots. Yep. So, dogs are going off. I shall say goodbye. It's been a rather long video. Not too boring, I hope. And my front yard. It's not your typical front yard because of my cut flowers, but it still looks nice. So, I hope you all have a nice day. And I'll see you when I do the summer walk around, and hopefully I'll have something decent to show you. Okay, you all have a good day. Bye.